living for? Life a gamble, it's like 10 or 4. Police hands around your neck, they just hit record. We in war, man, this ain't the norm. But you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know. Mama on the stage crying. She just lost her only son to gang violence. Pops level 4 yard talking through the fence. Have you ever tried to hug your loved ones through a fence? Have you ever been hated just because your skin? Have you ever worked all week and couldn't pay your rent? Life a trip, I'm trying to catch my balance. Every step feel like I'm walking backwards. Credit card, but God check the balance. I come from where it's rough, that's why my heart callous. They want you to fall weak, that's a war tactic. Look how we live, what's scary than that? What you know about crossing the Darien Gap? Risk your life to live in hell or bury your kids. Either way we gotta suffer and they just get rich. Life a bitch, why I waste time telling you that? Cause if you ain't a nigga like me, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how it feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know.
We have a gift that nobody can see, that was handed over to us to do something amazing. Take the gift, man. Take the gift. Take the gift, man. And let the Most High work in you to do something you have never believed.
I ain't even impressed what you expect. You see this shit? Hold on, there's one West on my chest.
One West world, that's it.
Fucking street code, let a priest law. No stain, great Dane with the leash off. I ain't nothing of this world, I need a respawn. I just know they wish that I would stop, but I keep going. These fringes on my calf like a tube sock. I used to stuff the loose ones in my shoebox. And we came a long way from the curbside. Now we looking from the top from a bird eye. And I can't leave my brother on the battlefield. Lord, let the hell rain, we gon' see who real. And you know they gon' hate when they see a plate. So imagine what they doing for $250,000. And we really the only ones going to war. You niggas just be talking like y'all won the war. I made love to this truth and there's no divorce. My Spanish mommy call me Poppy like a corner store. Let me show you how to do it. City living by the word, I think it's time he proved. I think you better use your head before you fucking lose it. And save the acting for the camera, this is not a movie. I pray to God I don't fall off. I ain't nothing like y'all. Niggas think they slime, cut their head off a python. Blame me for my outlook, never counted the lookouts. The world said I wasn't shit, but look how I turned out. Not so bad, huh? Why you mad, huh? We go hard, but go harder for the have-not. Listen, when that oil hit your leg, then you can't stop. Your feet better hit the ground running, this shit bedrock. Man, we tried to put him on, but he sleep. Waking up the people, that's the job for a priest. Hopped out the wheel, fringes swinging like a pendulum. You heard of the tribes, where the fuck you think they get it from? Look, I'm a soldier, get the order, then I get it done. Got some big shit to split the water, make these niggas run. Why you hurt? If I told the truth, then I showed you love. Let me prove it, wanna move right, let me show you how to do it. Let me show you how to do it. City living by the word, I think it's time he proved. I think you better use your head before you fucking lose it. And save the acting for the camera, this is not a movie.
Don't step over the line though. Everybody, anybody, it's up for everybody. And that's not, I got bigger fish to fry. I got people to say it. I ain't even on a rap, so I already beat the rap shit.
Whining.
Say this from me heart on a rum chat. Here we contact, get your gunshot. Make it sun dark and the ground black. We plant calm but I never agriculture. I know the eagle in the tongue, the vehicle when young people that are the vulture. Said them evil never the vulture. They could have run pan diesel that a fee puncher. Away the blood clot to some gun back. Away the blood clot to some gun back. Easy we coulda screech it inna the Honda. Sleepy gunshot beat him inna him slumber. Greedy fi make them dopey a the younger. Glad say me nah pre when me the younger. That no mean say no pussy can try. Pussy try run up and give with them life. Concede penalty give with 3 points. This one West boy you must see one die. Away the blood clot do some gun back. Away the blood clot do some gun back. Don't stop war with we. You will see, you'll see. My dog them are real. Better agree. Don't stop war with we. You will see, you'll see. My dog them are real. Better agree. Yeah. One West. Some people live the good life. Them and them steak and mummy pot dry. But they tell me I gotta die for happy, for have it. Millions, house and cars and bike. I got the pussy them don't want see we have it. 1,000 tall up rifle. I got them want fi see na fi we and. You know give we food fi win yam. And when the youth use brilliance, fuck up the road like Gideon. You start call man pillion. The bad boy, true me say don't rush me a bad fly. And true me no got church, me no baptize. Don't tell me no heaven in that sky when some people live the good life. Them and them steak and mummy pot dry. But they tell me I gotta die for happy. No joy for the black boy. The ghetto youth them a fuck up the road and tough up the code dust. No go below. See double 9 man a shuffle the board. And if you no know then you no fi know. Matic in a waist we no go lucky mode. This one West boy get up your load. Who no know when me no no shoes and me no no food and no clothes. We no do the posing, we no explode. Just a wait for the right time for we explode. Hustle man a hustle charge you we make do and we can't wait for the next show. Some people live the good life. Them and them steak and mummy pot dry. Come and tell me I gotta die for happy. No joy for the black boy. Millions, house and cars and bike. I got the pussy them don't want see we have it. 1,000 tall up rifle. I got them want fi see na fi we and. You know give we food fi win yam. And when the youth get original, fuck up the road like Gideon. You start call man criminal. In killer them a search with them heaven on earth. Man a fi fight with the devil from birth. Poverty a time for your Lego man shirt. Your man a fi stay blessed all when the land curse. All when the land curse. I know the GLE them want see we in a one earth. The bad boy, true me said don't rush me a bad fly. And true me no got church, me no baptize. Don't tell me no heaven in that sky when some people live the good life. Them and them steak and mummy pot dry. But they tell me I gotta die for happy. No joy for the black boy. Yeah. I want West in I place once more, easy. You wanna know where I come from? wanna know where me come from. I don't pan the Middle East, but y'all out the West want get the kid peace. Me take over to pretty Christine. A big broad smile and giggling teeth. Have a brand new 4-5 pretty crisp clean. Me deal with the chica press pretty pristine. Them say them bad but we no intrigue. If you this now your top 10 killing increase. And we no join both sides. One west are the best you fi know boy. You put a S on your chest when the chrome pine. Every bone a broke when left lone tribe. They could force right boy if you know your size. Don't see me on the street and a force fight. You get ratchet knife in your throat pipe. Man will make your job flesh like your ghost rise. Give up the ghost, make keep both wife. Y'all shut up, bend over, pan to a pint. Fuck you, make you get wet like a boat ride. If you hold tight, y'all, me a hold tight. Alright, no later, then more time. Me have things to do, but got more fight. Lucky where the nanny, y'all do a bright. When we shoot the bumbo clad, you grind. That's where we come from. I don't pan the Middle East, but y'all out the West want get the kid peace. Me step over to pretty Christine. A big broad smile and giggling teeth. Have a brand new 4-5 pretty crisp clean. We deal with the chica press pretty pristine. Them say them bad but we no intrigue. If you this now your top 10. Yeah, them do bad, I just smoke them up, I just slogan. You coulda big and tough like Hulk Hogan. You get your own a bag, you get total. Send your soul to God, the best no God. The whole fucking clip of your own that. No come set, no chop of your own bat. I go get sent off, we run postal. Get a PO box. She say me handsome, she want hold me cocky at ransom. She want hood fi broke, she want yam some. She say breed me, give me that one son, boy. We have shotgun, we have Remington, we have Magnum. So if a beef you want, you can have some. Anything we come turn in a phantom. How where we come from? I don't pan the Middle East, but y'all out the West want get the kid peace. Me step over to pretty Christine. A big broad smile and giggling teeth. Have a brand new 4-5 pretty crisp clean. We deal with the chica press pretty pristine. Them say them bad but we no intrigue. If you this now your top 10 killing increase.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General YAHANNA. See you there, Israel. Shalom. Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General YAHANNA. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem wasn't what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just won't change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a
second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. This all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action. They make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no respond, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatic. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up, nigga. I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch. I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, boxing the ghost. And they know I'm raw, and they know the squad, and I'm feeling lost, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they hear on Mars. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that guy in me. You get focused on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now.
I try to make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' be the deal. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home truth, I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all try to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all try to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
Messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Baselina like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Sharp. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them U.P.K rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. Came through with them steppers, niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Good night. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Shabakatam to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemalatham, Bashem Yahweh to all the sisters. You understand? We're back at it again. Officer 1000 Ariyar, Officer 500 Barak Yalla, hosting the best show in Canada One West Ground Zero Radio podcast. You understand what it is. It's a lack here for the technical difficulties, you know. But you already know what it is. Our oppressor is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of, but the truth cannot be stopped. And I'm kind of vexed right now because I broke my shades, but it is what it is. You know what's going on with you, other one?
You already know, man. We under this cold, man. Montreal City is getting colder. You understand? To all you out there, you understand? Like, you understand? Make sure you understand, like, you stay warm. And if you need help during the old cold, this cold season, you understand? Don't forget to, you understand? Like, give us a shout. You understand? We will help you. You understand? In the ways that we can. What's going on?
Damn right. Listen, it's about to be. I don't know. The devil's such a devil. He's gonna say it's about to be one of the coldest winter that we ever had. I remember in the 90s, the ice storm that we had. Boy, the city was in complete darkness, literally iced out for like what 3-4 days. That was what in 98 or something like that. That was crazy. I remember just not being able to. Nobody was able to go outside. Even come back from Passover. Was it 2 years ago? When did we have Passover in North Carolina and Durham? I come back from Passover, right? The city has another ice storm. We had no lights, nothing for a whole week. I had to make unleavened bread. I had to fire up the barbecue to make unleavened bread outside. That was diabolical. But listen, you know, it's about to be a cold winter, right? If you're struggling or whatnot, you know, you're gonna have to reach out to the I.S.U.P.K. because we are the only thing we got. Nobody gives them other people. You understand? The only people that cares about so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are the men, are the sisters in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. No one else. No one else.
Right.
You understand? It doesn't matter which president you think. I mean, it's great to have a brother in the office. Look at Maduro, Cesar Chavez, right? But they don't really care about the people like Carmen and Jelly YAHANNA cares about the people. You understand? They don't. Because if they did, they could have fixed the issues in Venezuela. The only person who's able to fix Venezuela, the only person who's able to fix Mexico, the only person who's able to fix our people throughout the four corners of the earth is Carmen and Jelly YAHANNA. Rakata Yahweh Yahweh. You understand?
Right.
Our people, we're the only thing we got. And we're about to see more and more, you know, harsh times that are about to get worse, where we're gonna have to, our people in the world are gonna have to realize that these crazy niggas in the streets ain't that crazy. And maybe, you know, we tried everything but to listen to them. Now it's time for you right now to listen to us. Tune into every single classes we have. Tune in every Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, One West Ground Zero podcast, live on I.S.U.P.K. Montreal, Toronto. We're going to stream on I.S.U.P.K. IET as well from now on. And our channel that we're trying to grow, One West Ground Zero. If you haven't subscribed yet, I believe that you are sucking on other thing than blunts. It's a lot. Early, you know. But we have some good topics today, right? I've seen a crazy clip out of one. One of the most diabolical clip I've seen. You know, and it's like, well, damn. White people really are audacious. Like, they have the audacity to just, you know, be devils. Let me share my screen. Anyone who wants to chime in, who wants to comment, who wants to hop on the live, the StreamYard link is in the chat, right? Questions, comments, trolls, all of them are welcome, but not all of them will remain. It's a lot here. Let me share my screen.
Wait a minute, we made America get great again, and now I see this alien and ain't no papers with him. He can't. We pay him when they come around, man. We should have built a wall to keep you motherfuckers out.
You better watch how you step. You on native land. I see you rocking the MAGA, so I'ma take a stand. The hat by itself has a racist stamp. You ain't about to lock me in no cage. You fucking crazy, man. Name a time America was the greatest, and I'll show you everything that was built of blood and aching hands. Ever since 1492, you only take a grab, selling the American dream. That's the greatest scam.
Focus on America. You making it hard for us. Coming to our our country and you taking our jobs. The fuck? Here you go, $1,500 in a cell for a free place to live. I don't own a house myself, bro.
That's a skill issue if you're questioning me. You don't know about tamales that we sell in the streets. These families take advantage of freedom you take for granted. You hate me for the standards, I'm changing my circumstances.
Wait, homie, you tripping, ain't the same, don't get defensive. When I say I got a question, never ashamed, always offended. And you ain't got the rights of what we built this around. Shit, I'm about to call up ICE and they can figure it out.
I don't need anything to prove what I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news every day is bad. Imagine you get deported to a dangerous land. My pops came here trying to better his life. That's what your ancestors did with the settlement sites, right? Look at the pot, call him the kettle black. I got boss the key if you needed to settle facts.
An Obama phone and a stimulus check. After that, politics ain't affected me since. I'm just holding up a mirror so we can fix this shit. Victorino, you my brother, now let's rip this bitch. Turn this shit to Hella Wicked, how I'm getting the crowd wet. Sound check shows from Macomb to Southwest. Land folks, had to cut up with my land bro. ESD 1993, 720G.
I be cutting up, but I know nothing about no juggalos. Shiny cats and hatchet, man, make sure you cut the frontal lobe. Now you see it shining, we about to gut the door. Y'all can read the room, it's red rub, we finna up the skull.
Boy, it's a lot.
Come.
You know, like even the fact that, like he did, I think, you know, they how can you say, they planned the whole thing. It's diabolical, right? Because white people actually think just like the white man who was spitting his bars. Besides him being a culture vulture, like this is really what they perceive, like they're indigenous people, which includes Mexicans, for those who refuse to acknowledge it, right, have more rights to the land than Caucasians. You understand? This is nefarious. Like, how you're gonna argue about this should not be here, this should come here legally, you know, this should be part of whatever he said, being part of society or whatnot. They should not complain, you know, they're stealing jobs. What jobs are Mexicans stealing? When's the last time you seen a white man work in the fields? Like a matter of fact, you know, until Officer IDR comes back for his technical difficulties, like there's a clip, a white man went to work in the fields. He could not last 2 hours. The man was passing away. He was passing out, Talakia. Which is damn near the same thing when it comes to them. You know, I'm gonna pull up the clip. Officer IDR comes back, right? This white man went to work in the fields alongside Mexicans, and he could not handle it. He could not handle the heat. He was dying in the fields after like 2 hours. And imagine we have to work over 12 hours every day for pennies. You know? It's a lot. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you chime in when I bring up this clip of this white man dying on the plantation. Let me see if I can pull up this clip. Officer Malagma showed that to me. I was like, good night.
Yeah, they better get ready for the future then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they better get ready.
God.
Let me see if I can pull up this clip. They may have taken it down. Well, until then, there's another clip I found, right? This cat is saying, yo, basically, a few Americans take immigrants' jobs in Alabama. Alabama, one of the most racist places in America. You know, they're saying, yeah, nobody's taking the immigrants' job. Nobody wants to work in the fields. Like, I remember my brethren, right? Gustavo, Mexican, he was working in the wine fields. No Canadian is working in the wine fields. Like, there's a bus that goes from the subway station next to my place up in the fields, and when you pick up strawberries and fruit at like 5, 6 in the morning. No white man is doing that. So make it make sense. How are they stealing jobs and then have the audacity? And listen, don't be fooled by this whole theatrics with this white man talking about, yeah, I'm just, you know, pointing out what white people say, right? Don't be fooled by it. Like you see what this brother should do, the Mexican brother. He should come into the school and understand this, that you should never trust your enemy. Not because he says smooth things about, yeah, you know what, he's my brother from the land. He might not even be American. This white boy might be like Polish. He might be Irish, because apparently Irish people were slaves, right? The gingers are the new niggas. It's a lot.
Right.
The point is this: don't. You should never trust. You should do what? Who said this? Muhammad Ali. When you see like 10 venomous snakes, there's probably like 10 snakes. There's probably 2 out of 10 are venomous. Are you gonna still try to pick up them snakes? Or are you just gonna shut the door? Shut the door. Because his people, maybe he's a good white person that's not racist. Maybe he's honest. He just wanted to paint the picture of what white people like to say, right? But maybe. And again, maybe he goes home behind closed doors and calls you all types of niggas, spics, and savages. But I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert. I just know how white people treat us all the time, whether it's in the open or behind closed doors in the comfort of their home. Salak, ya.
You know what I'm saying? And while you was looking for that clip, you know what I'm saying, I remember, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know if you've seen the video where Kelly Osbourne, you know what I'm saying, the daughter of the, you know what I'm saying, rock and roll star and whatnot. She said, Donald Trump, who's gonna clean your toilet? You don't want the Mexican, you know what I'm saying, in the country, you want to kick them out. Who's gonna clean your toilet? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the type of work, you know what I'm saying, that white people don't want to do. Yet those Mexicans will do it because they have to survive. And yet they have the audacity to say, like, Mexican are taking their job. Well, go clean the toilet then. Go be the janitors in the school then. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at it, you know what I'm saying, instead of them doing those type of work, white people rather be homeless. They rather be on the streets. Understand?
They claim they have too much dignity. Listen, I don't understand. So like, go ahead, other one.
God.
So I don't even understand.
Not gonna be too long. I seen a video of.
So like, I think there might be a delay.
Oh,
can you hear me, other one?
Yeah, God. Understand? So I said, yeah, can I could hear you now? You understand? So I seen a video the other day. You know what I'm saying, the homeless white guy, you know what I'm saying, that's on the street begging for money. Meanwhile, there's a Mexican family that, you know what I'm saying, that is selling flowers. That devil, you know what I'm saying, went and, like, you know what I'm saying, destroyed their flowers and throw away their flowers. Meanwhile, they're working, trying to survive, trying to get, you know what I'm saying, money. And he's there begging, you know what I'm saying, and telling them not to, you know what I'm saying, not to work, throwing their flowers away, man. You know what I'm saying? The oppressor is such a devil, man. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. It's like, imagine that. I don't understand, like, the richest people on the face of the earth and y'all still homeless. Like, you know, what's his name? Listen, Jeff Bezos alone has enough money, I think, to give $1 million to everybody on the face of the earth. What's Jeff Bezos? How much money does Jeff Bezos has? Let's look it up. Let's look it up, right? Jeff Bezos' net worth is, right, as of late 2024, early 2025, was around 194 billion US dollars. Let me say that, US dollars. You know, what's the population of Earth? Good night. Listen, Jeff Bezos has roughly $194 billion, right? On Earth, there's 8.2 billion people. Him alone have enough money to give $1 million to every single living person on the face of the earth and still be a billionaire. Not a millionaire. He could still be a billionaire. I'm not saying, good night. Imagine that. He has 192 billion. He could still give 1 billion to everybody, literally, and still be a billionaire.
All right.
But there's white homeless people. See, this is why White people should not be in charge. They should not. I'm gonna have one, and I'm not even talking about the other billionaires. Good night. Imagine that he has money to give $1 billion to every single person on the face of the earth. Of course he won't do it. He's the devil. He don't give a damn. And he can still be, even though he could still be a billionaire, right? But they won't do it. That's why there needs to be a change of power on the globe. We should be in charge. Imagine that. Even us in charge, you think you would just see just homeless heathens roaming around the streets, defecating on the beaches and on the sidewalk like they like to do. What is it again? The East Indians like to do? No. You understand? If we were in power, there wouldn't be such thing as a fentanyl crisis in zombie land down the street. Because if you don't think zombies are real, zombies are real. They're your crackheads, they're your heroin addicts. Japan, I've seen a clip. Japan is mocking America. They call it the fentanyl. Let me see if I can find the clip. Japan is laughing at America. They call it the fentanyl lean. I was like, damn, good night. Is that bad? You see, I think I sent it to Shamgar. Yeah, that was, I watched it. I was like, wow, that's funny as hell. The fentanyl lean. They're in Japan in the subways just leaning like zombies. You know, this is why this should be a change of power on the earth. What do they say? When the righteous and authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. The people mourn right now. Why? Because white people are in charge. That's why. Palestinians are crying every day. Why? Because white people are in charge. They might say, was the Zionist and the Jewish? All right, no sweat. Well, guess what? America is not all Jewish. The French is not all Jewish and Zionist. The British who are assisting the state of Israel is not all Jewish and Zionist. The Australians don't like you either. They're not. They're what are they? Catholics? The Irish, the same. Why are Pakistanis and East Indians hating each other? Because of white people. Why is there a divide between North and South Korea? Because the white man is in charge. It's really that simple. It's like, it's not, you know, rocket science. They cannot be in charge. Them being in charge leads to even themselves being, you know, what they would like to say, oppressed. It's a lot, Yato. You can move on.
I don't care about your race. Your race and your empire will die. And you know what? All of this land will come right back to us. And I guarantee you, all my people.
Aren't we all people? Aren't we all human beings?
You don't treat us like human beings.
Well, you just said you don't care about us.
I don't. I really don't. We're going to continue to grow while your race dies off. And that's what it really is your white supremacy. You are so scared that
we're going to continue to grow while we die off.
You're so scared that your women aren't having children. That's why you're trying to ban abortion. Y'all want y'all white women to have children because your race is dying off. Mine.
Are you happy about that?
I don't really care. I just care about my race, black people and brown people growing. I don't care about you. You will build a border. You will build a wall. We will dig under it. And if you close what's under it, we will dig on top. I don't care about.
Hey, give the sister a hand. Most in Christ. You understand? Right. Yo, she said, listen, we don't, it's not about what we would want to see your people just die off or whatnot. We don't care about your people. We just want to live. Whatever you do, you want to go to war with the Middle East, you want to go to war with Russia, you want to go to war with the Africans, just leave us alone. That's it. Leave us alone. And then he has the audacity to say, well, aren't we all humans? Well, was that even a question in 1492? Imagine that. This is, I think that's what they call it, gaslighting at its finest. You know, weren't we all humans in 1492? I guess not. What's his name? Is it Eric Sims? Some white man called Sims. He is the father of modern day gynecology. He said, well, he invented all his instruments and whatnot. He experimented on our sisters, on our grandmothers, on our great-grandmothers, on our daughters. You know, they were suffering from excruciating pain without any anesthesia. You know what was his excuse? He was saying, well, they don't feel pain. You know, white people, they think they could beat you across the side of the head. They could do all types of atrocities to you because you don't feel pain. They'll cut off your foot and you'll be right back on the plantation. And for them, it's like, yeah, you know what? They don't feel pain. Weren't we all human back then? Weren't we human when you were feeding our babies to alligators? Literally, newborn babies skinned alive and thrown in the marshland of Georgia, of Florida. Were we human then? I mean, meaning how much of a human? Because the American Constitution says 3/5 of a man. That's not even a full human. Imagine that. Good night. Salakia.
And what you said was powerful, you know what I'm saying? Because he has the audacity, you know what I'm saying, to talk about, you know what I'm saying, are we human beings? Meanwhile, you know what I'm saying, they're still oppressing us today. We're still being lynched in 2025. You understand? And then the thing that I can understand with them is that how can, you know what I'm saying, how can we have, you know what I'm saying, like they can't understand how we feel this way. Why do we feel this way? I mean, you oppress a nation of people, you understand, for 400 and plus years. You understand? And then you expect them to just love you. You expect them, you understand, to just care, you understand, see you as the, you understand, Messiah, see you as the Savior. Meanwhile, you're oppressing them. Meanwhile, you understand, took their identity away. You took the, you understand, their history away. You understand, you still keep them in the condition of, you understand, of captive. You understand, you never free them really. You never pay reparation. You never pay, you know, give them justice. You know what I'm saying? You lock them up. You know what I'm saying? You lock up black men, you know what I'm saying? Innocent black men by the millions. And we're supposed to look at you, you know what I'm saying, with an eye, you know what I'm saying, and say we love you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't understand why we feel this way, why that sister feel this way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, are we all human beings? Well, you don't consider us as human beings. You don't treat us as human beings, man. Start being a human being yourself. Start having some humanity. Maybe we'll consider if you are a human being at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? What you know what I'm saying? The oppressor can't even understand the type of feelings that we feel because he doesn't see us as human beings. The oppressor knows that if he was in our shoes, he will revolt right now. He will be like bombing everything. You understand? Destroying, but you understand, putting fire in this kingdom. That's what the oppressor would have done if he was us. Meanwhile, they can't understand why we feel so, you know, such anger, why we feel, you understand, like this pain when we read the history of our forefathers, when we see what's happening to our people, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that sister, man. Hopefully that sister get a flyer, you know what I'm saying, come to the UPK, because that's when One West spirit right there, man.
God, and you know what's crazy, right? It's like white people are always the first one talking about humanity. Y'all commit genocides across the whole planet, and then you want to talk about humanity? You see, the thing is, you caused the problem, even amongst your own people. And then you want everybody to be part of fixing the issue that you caused. Without looking in the mirror like, yeah, you know what? We're the problem. Imagine that. Where was the humanity when y'all ripping babies away from their parents today in 2025, saying they're illegal immigrants? Are you treating the illegal Ukrainians the same? Are you treating the illegal Afghanis the same? Are you treating the illegal Eastern Europeans the same? Wherever they from? I never seen on tape, right? Because they were showing that a lot of these, what they say illegal immigrants, really they're not, because Mexicans are indigenous to the land, right? A lot of people crossing the border aren't Asians. I have yet to see a clip of ICE ripping, you know, families apart that are from China, that are coming from across the border. It's not the fact that we would like to see such disgusting acts of violence, but why are we treated as such? I thought we were all human, right? Isn't that what the white man said? Are we all human? Shouldn't we all have the same treatment? So it's either they should be treated just like we're treated by having their families apart, like we're having our families ripped apart, or maybe, you know, we should be treated like they're treated. Which one is it? Aren't we all human? Should we all have the same treatment? Imagine that. White people only understand, you know, what is it to how white people can only understand hurt when it happens to them. Because when it happens to someone else, They don't care whether they caused the pain or not. They don't care. They think it's just normal. Like when we talk about slavery, the first thing they like to say is, well, it was legal back then, so it wasn't wrong. I mean, if that's the argument, back then, listen, if that's the argument, back then, it was never wrong to fight against his slave master or his children. Should we just go rise up again now? Is that what you're telling me? Because it's not wrong. I mean, revolution has been in the spirit of white people. Look at the Boston Tea Party. They felt oppressed by the, which I still don't get. British people felt oppressed by other British people. They said, we're going to separate from the crown. You had the Boston Tea Party. You had the loyalists who remained loyal to the crown, fled up to Canada. Should we do the same? White people, listen, just like Officer Ayer said, white people, they feel some type of way. They feel oppressed. They feel wronged. They just overthrow the government. But it was back in the day till this day. Look at what happened. They stormed the Capitol on what, January 6th? They defecated in the office. You know, they went against the law. They wanted to, the sister Ocasio-Cortez, right? They wanted to sexually assault her. That's what they had planned. And then they have the audacity to say, well, aren't we all human? Listen, our oppressor is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. It should not be in charge of anything but really nothing. I was going to say anything but slave duties. Really, you're not even prepared to go in the fields. And it's sad to see, like, oh, he was gaslighting the sister, like, yo, aren't we all humans? So do you just want us to die? I don't give a damn if you die or not. I just want to be, my people to be left alone. You know? And she had a point, like, they're trying to ban abortions, not because they're good Christians. White people are not reproducing fast enough. That's what Elon Musk's father said.
Okay.
The white man is going to become a minority, and whatever happened in South Africa is going to happen to America. Nothing happened to white people in South Africa. They colonized the whole land, trying to make it seem like they're being, you know, mass unalived in South Africa. They're not. Not to support the South Africans, but the white man is such a liar that he will make up anything just for an excuse to exterminate you. That's really what it is.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Again, big shout out to the sister, right? Let's focus on our people. If white people want to go to war, let them go to war. If they want to start, you know, I don't know, if they want to do fentanyl, let them do fentanyl. Let's focus on our people, right? Because clearly they focus on theirs, not enough. White people, if you focus on your people, maybe you will not go extinct. We had a talk with, what's the white man's name again? Mike, the sodomite. He came in the chat trolling, and he was complaining about white people going extinct. Well, guess what? White people, white man, go have sex with your white wife and go make babies, and then you will not have to complain about going extinct. And leave us alone. That's really what it is. Salakia.
And Salakia, I just want to add this as well. What you said earlier, when you're saying like they only understand pain when it, you know, saying it concerns them. You know, saying like look at the Jewish people. You know, saying let's take example as for the Jewish people, for example, they were in like supposedly, you know, saying oppressed by the German, and still today they get money because reparation because of that. Still today they are protected. You know what I'm saying? Like they're protected against everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't attack them over here in Canada. Meanwhile, Native Indian, the owners of the land, don't even have clean water to drink. But we're supposed to look at you like you're some type of human being. We're supposed to respect and love you. You understand? When you understand the pain that the Jewish people felt. Meanwhile, you don't understand the pain of the native in their own land, where you can't even give them clean water to drink, where you go and poison their water, where you keep them, you understand, like in the concentration camps and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we're supposed to love you and see you, and you can't understand why we're frustrated with, you know what I'm saying, with you ruling this world. You can't understand why we, you know what I'm saying, we feel pain seeing our brothers and our sisters, you know what I'm saying, like not able, you know what I'm saying, to survive on their own land. You don't feel pain, you know what I'm saying? You don't understand the pain that we feel, or words, when you understand millions, thousands of native women are missing, and nobody, you understand, speak up for them. The police is not looking up for them. You know what I'm saying? Who's the serial killer that was arrested? You understand, because he was killing those native women? Nobody. Meanwhile, you can't understand why we feel this way. You know what I'm saying? That's why you should not be in the place of judging or ruling at all. So like
Kawakan. And you know what you brought up is crazy. It's like white people have 9/11 to remember their pain every year. We can't even talk about it for 5 minutes. And then they had this white man like this guy coming to question us. Well, shouldn't we all be human? Don't you care about white lives? Listen, the native Indian, right, cares so much about white lives that they taught him how to hunt. They taught him how to fish. They brought them clothes, you know, made out of fur and animal pelt, and then you slaughtered them. They cared about white lives. They made sure that the pilgrim were not starving to death when they came over the Americas. You know what you did? You slaughtered them. Matter of fact, Christopher Columbus said, these people are so like genuine. I'm just paraphrasing. When he came back to Spain, like, yo, they're so genuine. They're so, you know, compassionate. They're really good people. Maybe we should just enslave them. That's what Christopher Columbus said to the crown. He said, we're such a good people that we should be enslaved. It's not about, yo, they're such good people. Let's make a deal. Let's, you know, build trade routes or whatnot. Christopher Columbus came over here, seen the most compassionate people on the face of the earth, and said, let's enslave them. Let's kill them. That's what Christopher Columbus said. So don't come talk to us about, don't you care about white lives? Listen, the white man never cared about our lives. And imagine that. We care about white lives so much that we tell you, leave us alone and go have babies because the white race is going extinct. And you still don't want to leave us alone. You still want to murder us. You still want to call us niggas, pigs, and savages, rip our families apart. You know, you want to make America great again. You want to make Europe great again. You want to exterminate the children of the Lord. And you'll have the audacity to say, are we all humans? If you were a human, maybe, you know, you would not have our women cook, you know, murder their babies and make it legal for it to happen. Right? If we were human, maybe we would, you know, leave us alone when we talk about our issues. Because when we talk about our issues, you want to turn around and make it a white issue. Because you're guilty. You know you're guilty. You just don't want to take accountability. You can't. If you would take accountability, which is what we're going to go next, imagine that. You would just give the land back as opposed to just give back artifacts. Listen, 62 indigenous artifacts from the Vatican have officially been returned to Canada. This is diabolical. They don't ask for artifacts. They're just asking for clean water. At this point, the Vatican said they don't have enough money to give reparations to the natives, but you want to give back what? A piece of wood, like a bear carved in wood? And no shade to my brothers and sisters, right? With the amazing, listen, amazing art. I've seen myself, amazing indigenous art, but what is that compared to at least drinking water, clean drinking water? Which I wanted to touch on as well, what you said on, right? I just stumbled on an article. In Canada itself, I'm talking about the country, Canada has a legal duty to provide safe water to the First Nations. They're not doing so though. They're saying they don't have enough money to do so. But y'all building statues, y'all making bike lanes that nobody is using, spending millions of dollars, you know? For what? They can't even provide a bottle of water to the First Nations. Then the church is saying, well, we don't have enough money to give reparations. You know, hey, SHALAM, for tuning in. Listen, see, look at this. This brother, he tuned in all the time. He's from Saskatchewan, right? Have you seen the state of the First Nation in Saskatchewan? I mean, we've seen it in Montreal. They live on the bridges in the dead of winter in Montreal, downtown. That's if they live in the city. Have you been on the reservation in Kanawagi? Have you been in Oka? They're trying to steal more land in Oka. and say, yo, listen, this is our burial site. White people are saying, well, we need more space for our golf course. That's the white man. And then turns around saying, well, you know what? We stole the land. We stole the drinking water. Whatever land we left you, I mean, we poisoned it. We take your woman every day and children, boys and girls. You know, we're racist. We lock you up. And, but you know what? We're going to give you back some of the things we stole. Here's a fishing net from the 1500s. What? How about you give? Damn, you see, this is what we say. Our oppressor is such a devil. They had to wait till 2025 to figure out that Canada has a legal duty of providing clean water to the First Nation. Guess what? Canada should just give the land back to the First Nation.
Oh.
That's what they should give. You know, so like I'm being long-winded, but our oppressor is such a monstrous beast that he don't even see any wrong in what he's doing and making it seem like, you know what? I'm not that bad of a person because I give back to the First Nations. Good night. At that 62 artifacts. Damn. 62 only? Our oppressor is a devil, and Christ will come back to render justice to the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native for every crime that your people committed against us. And just like Pushaisty said, getting it back in blood. Salak.
So like just to you know saying, like go back to saying to what we said earlier about the other topic, saying about saying white people understanding the pain, their pain, but not understanding the pain of all other people. Saying, like you said, the Vatican said that they don't have enough money to give to the native. Meanwhile, you could look this up. The Vatican gave money to Ukraine. Saying about like $17 million they gave to Ukraine. Why? Because they are white people just like them. Meanwhile, the native over here, saying that who's been colonized for like 500 years, oppressed, saying destroyed. The Vatican say they don't have enough money to give them. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian get money, 17 million, saying from the Vatican. Saying that was in 2020. Saying, and you got 2022 and also 2025. Saying millions on top of millions they give to Ukraine. Saying. Meanwhile, they don't have enough money for the native. Of course not. This is why we say the oppressor is the devil. And this is like why we say like the oppressor doesn't understand the pain of other people except for white people. So like,
damn right. And that's diabolical to see that. Over 10 million only in 2022 to Ukraine. We just checked earlier. Jeff Bezos have 192 billion. There's 8.2 billion people on the face of the earth. He has enough money to give 1 billion to everybody. They're just asking for clean water. They're not even asking for the land back no more. You're asking for clean water. The Vatican is saying we don't have enough money to give reparations. We don't have enough money to provide clean water. Canada said we don't have enough resources. What if we built a water purified station? I forgot how they call it. Right, a sanitation station over there in next to the native reserves. Who's going to work these stations? The native are going to work these stations because they want clean water. And if not, guess what? We will apply expeditiously because we love our people. They know they need clean water. White people are basically saying we can do it, but we won't. And that's really what they're saying. And then they have the audacity.
So like I don't want to cut you up. I just wanted to add, and they can't give them clean water, but they want to drive the pipeline through their land though.
Imagine that. Like I say, we can't provide clean water. Like, so what? You telling me that you don't have enough money to give clean water to the First Nations, but you have enough money to build a pipeline through the land? I'm pretty sure that's more expensive. Besides the fact that it's polluting the land even more. The white man is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. That's it. And I know my First Nation people don't want to hear it, but the Bible is not a white man's book. You understand? But the fact is, our oppressor is a monster. And just like the sister said in the video, right? We have to stick together. We have to. And let's not focus on the propaganda that's being pushed. Well, the natives had slaves, you know, or well, black people killed natives. The Buffalo Soldiers were just a handful of black people that were brainwashed into thinking they were gonna get, you know, a freedom for killing their native brothers. Because during slavery, we stuck together. You understand? You know how many? You don't even know how many so-called First Nations were deported to the Caribbean islands, right? To make sure, well, you know what? If we take them from one place to another in the continent of North America, they know the land. They could just go back home. Well, let's deport them to the Caribbean island. Because now, how are they going to navigate the waters? Well, guess what? We still lived amongst one another on every plantation, from North to Central, South America, in the Caribbean. We always knew we were one and the same people. We only started to divide. There's a great book I have in my new bookshelf, right? It's called Black Indians. The Spanish Crown implemented rules and regulations to divide us. The French did the same. The British did the same. So much so that they're saying, yo, you guys are not the same people, but the native mixed in with the French, the British, and the Spanish. This is the lie they're trying to push to make you accept the oppressor and divide each other. When it comes down to it, the French came over here. The French said this when it came specifically to the Mohawk, right, of Montreal. They said they needed to exterminate them. They said they absolutely have to get rid of them. That's what the French said when they came over here. There was no alliance. That's a lie they push in school. If there was an alliance, why are the descendants of the French today letting natives freeze to death on the bridges in Montreal? Why? Why are they still trying to build a pipeline? Why did they let that sister Joyce Echaquan die on the hospital bed while shouting racial slurs at her? I thought there was an alliance between the natives and the French. There was not. It was a genocide. That's what there was. You understand? We have to stick together because nobody cares about blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Salak Yahoo.
I don't know how white women became a minority. I feel like somehow victims. Somehow white women became slaves, basically. Them motherfuckers. You're just like, wait, what happened? You were oppressed. Did you know 40% of slave owners were white women? Yeah. You know who doesn't know that? White women. White women don't know that.
Some of them know it. Some of them know.
They don't know.
Nah.
Reacted.
They know a lot of history. They just don't, you know.
The first serial killer in America is a white woman who killed slaves. And she killed a whole bunch of them. Then they caught her. Yeah. They caught her because of fire.
Well, it wasn't serial killing then. I mean, they were slaves. They didn't matter.
Oh, God.
I mean, that dude may have got mad because you killed one. Who's going to pick up all that stuff now? Like, you know.
Oh, no. Yes. But no, she had people chained to the walls in her crib. She just cut a butt cheek off, cut a piece of your face off, pull your intestines out and tie them up.
Where the hell did you see this at?
They mentioned her in American Horror Story. It's like something
and she did this in the States?
New Orleans. And she got caught and she got away, went to France and got married, never served a day of Prague, nothing, got away with it.
It's American
That's
justice.
a white girl. That's a white girl for you, boy. I dated a like that.
I hope she ain't had slaves. Maybe she just killed
me. I was a slave, goddammit.
Listen, even though, you know, these two are comics, this is true story. Like one of the first serial killer, right? Like known serial killer, as they want to call it, because we know, like Christopher Columbus, the Spaniards and them. That white woman, I forgot her name. She was torturing her slaves so bad, like she had to run away. Like white people were shocked at the violence that she was doing to her slaves. They were shocked. But that's a fact. Listen, you know, white woman is probably worse than a white man. The white woman tears will level up a whole country. You understand? You see how a woman is so delicate, you don't want to see her hurt. As a matter of fact, this is our women are described as this. They're so tender and delicate, the sole of their foot shall not touch the ground. That's how we see our women. Every nation sees their women as like, you know what? They're just so soft and delicate. If they cry, it's like, yo, something's not right. I'm gonna level up the word. Imagine your wife comes to you crying. Your daughter comes to you crying. You're about to tear shit up. Well, white tears. White women, when they learned that white tears could just damn near erase a planet, they're just crying rivers and oceans. Just because. And we've seen that in the movie Rosewood, which is actual true story. You know, and this is not a lie. 40% of slave owners were white women. And so like, why you chime in? I'm gonna find the name of that white woman in Louisiana that was torturing her slave. Give me 1 second.
God, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is atrocities, man. These are atrocities out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you read history, you know what I'm saying, and see what white people did and white women, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And this, to come back, you know what I'm saying, to the first thing, you know what I'm saying, we talk about, you know what I'm saying, and they can't understand why we mad. You know what I'm saying? They can't understand why we feel this way. They can't understand why we oppressed. They can't understand why, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, we want to learn about who we are and what they did to us. They can't understand that because it didn't happen to them. But meanwhile, you know what I'm saying, like, we have to go through this. You know what I'm saying? Our people have to go through this. You know what I'm saying? We have to look at, you know what I'm saying, hear these stories, you know what I'm saying, where there's no justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, she never served a day in jail, or, you know what I'm saying, was punished for it. Meanwhile, our people can't find justice, you know what I'm saying, for crimes that was done to them. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Jewish people, you know what I'm saying, find a piece of justice, like, you know what I'm saying, because they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Because they needed that justice. We can't find that justice for us, man. You know what I'm saying? And for you out there, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, you think the white woman is not evil, they're even worse, man. You know what I'm saying? They're worse, you know what I'm saying, than the man. You know what I'm
And it's like, I found the white woman too. I found her in a matter of seconds. This is Marie Delphine McCarthy, right? More commonly known as Madame Blanc, right? A suspected serial killer who tortured and murdered enslaved people in her household in Louisiana, where she died, just like the brother said, in France. Yeah. Listen, she escaped justice. She just went to France. That's it. She was torturing her slaves. Let me see if I can find some of the tortures she did to her slaves. Something you would not believe. I think her house burned down. I don't know. I think she set the house on fire or something like that. Right? So on April 10th, 1834, a fire at the Lalohi mansion in New Orleans, Louisiana, leads to the discovery of a torture chamber where enslaved workers are routinely brutalized by Delphine Lalohi. Rescuers found a 70-year-old black woman trapped in the kitchen during the fire because she was chained up while Lalohi was busy saving her furniture. Damn. Imagine that. Right? There's a fire in the home. Wait, that comes back to what the white man was saying, right? Earlier. Aren't we all humans? Weren't we? Well, wasn't that slave chained up a human when her slave master was saving her furniture as opposed to her?
The furniture means more than the slave. God damn.
At this point, shouldn't we be furniture? I mean, they care more about the furniture than the slaves. In 2025, you can identify as anything. How about we start identifying as furnitures? Maybe then white people will care about us.
Okay.
Imagine that. She had a torture. She didn't just whip her slaves to death. She didn't just cut their ears off, right? Or any appendages. She had a specific room to torture her slaves. Listen, Caucasians are genocidal maniacs. That's really what it is. You cannot make this up. They are genocidal maniacs. That white woman is not a special case. I have this document, right? It's called what is it called again? I think, atrocities in the French colonies. They used to bury us up to the neck, to pour honey and sugar on our face, and literally let the ant and the wasp eat us. Listen, imagine the worst horror movie you're seeing. Guess what? They did worse to us. Worse. The so-called myth about natives scalping people. White people were scalping natives. That's imagine that. They used to stuff our cavities with cannon powder and blow us up. You think that's make believe? That's really not. Because the only time it made scandal is when they did the same to some Hamites in Congo. They stuffed them with dynamite and blew them up. The worst atrocity that you might think could happen, white people did worse than what you could ever think. Because it's not in our nature to think about such disgusting acts. But it's in their nature. We're not. You're not human. Don't ask me about if we're all human. You're not a human. You're not. Imagine all the torture devices that the Greeks invented, that white people brought back to life during transatlantic slave trade. You want to talk about humanity? Were we human when you were quartering us, literally tying each of our limbs to ropes that were tied to horses, and had the horses run in 4 different directions? Were we human then? You hanged our sisters, our pregnant sisters were hanged to a tree by their foot. You slit their belly open, snatched the baby out, and dashed the baby across a tree trunk or a rock, while the men were circled up just to witness it. Was that a humane or inhumane act? I mean, there was no questions of humanity back then, because you were not considered human back then. But now that white people have problems that needs to be fixed, and they want us to help them fix it, well, aren't we all humans? Should we all be treated the same? Well, guess what missed me with that? Because you're not a human being. You are the devil the Bible speaks of, and you are the most cancerous virus on the face of the earth. If you have an issue with what I'm saying, maybe you should look in the mirror and look at your history about all the inhumane acts that you still do till this day. The Jewish men said that they successfully protested to rape Palestinians. Is that human? Hey, so I'm gonna start right here.
And while you saying that about the Jewish people, I remember like seeing that the Jewish woman, you know, saying that put the video out of them doing, you know, saying like sodomizing those Palestinians. They wanted to kill her. You understand? Just because she put out, you know, send the video.
Khan. You know, but we're gonna make a whole history class on Delphine Lalohi. We're gonna bring back the history classes on Sundays. Delphine Lalohi, you understand? She's not the worst. She's just probably like the most famous, and that's it. All slave masters were technically serial killers. And I'll bring back the document I have to make another class about it, right? Well, you're gonna understand, like you cannot even fathom or even imagine the things we went through. Like you might think, oh, it's all make believe. They're just talking about that's impossible. Like nobody can actually do that in their right mind. Well, then they have a right mind, and that's even worse when they were drunk, when they were angry. You know, you wouldn't even believe what they did to us, and nobody's gonna talk about it. I mean, the Irish talks about the Irish oppression and what they suffered. The Italians talk about what they suffered. The Ottoman Empire, the Arabs, everybody is able to talk about their suffering and pain and what happened to them. The only people who's not allowed to do so is you, so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native. You know why? Because all those people who complain about what happened to them did worse to you. Salak Yahweh.
Is the Mormon explanation for the Negro race. Mormonism teaches that trillions of planets scattered throughout the cosmos are ruled by countless gods who once were human like us. They say that long ago on one of these planets, to an unidentified god and one of his goddess wives, a spirit child named Elohim was conceived. This spirit child was later born to human parents who gave him a physical body. Through obedience to Mormon teaching and death and resurrection, he proved himself worthy and was elevated to godhood as his father before him. Mormons believe that Elohim is their heavenly father and that he lives with his many goddess wives on a planet near a mysterious star called Kolob. Here, the God of Mormonism and his wives, through endless celestial sex, produced billions of spirit children. To decide their destiny, the head of the Mormon gods called a great heavenly council meeting. Both of Elohim's eldest sons were there, Lucifer and his brother Jesus. A plan was presented to build planet Earth, where the spirit children would be sent to take on mortal bodies and learn good from evil. Lucifer stood and made his bid for becoming savior of this new world. Wanting the glory for himself, he planned to force everyone to become gods. Opposing the idea, the Mormon Jesus suggested giving man his freedom of choice, as on other planets. The vote that followed approved the proposal of the Mormon Jesus, who would become savior of the planet Earth. Enraged, Lucifer cunningly convinced 1/3 of the spirits destined for Earth to fight with him in revolt. Thus, Lucifer became the devil and his followers the demons. Sent to this world, they would forever be denied bodies of flesh and bone. Those who remained neutral in the battle were cursed to be born with black skin. This is the Mormon explanation for the Negro race. The spirits that fought most valiantly against Lucifer would be born into Mormon families on planet Earth. These would be the lighter-skinned people, or white and delightsome, as the Book of Mormon describes them. This is the...
Listen, if you want to be a Mormon, you're a slave. The only fact that they said is that, the white man is the devil. And he is Lucifer today. Outside of that, every ideology or religion on the face of the earth despises you and sees you as a slave, sees you as something negative. That's really what it is. You're basically the creation of evil. That's basically what the Mormons are saying. So next time the Mormons come and try to recruit you to their church, let them know about the fact that you know about how the Negro was created in their philosophy or delusion, however they want to call it. You understand? I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth, and you should not be in any church, Mormon, Hamish, mosque, synagogue of Satan, or whatnot. Salakia.
God, that's some racist BS right there, man. You understand? And Salakia, I wanted to add this, like you saying, like this shit, like the good angels, you know what I'm saying, they were born, you know what I'm saying, they're born with lighter skin. So how good is that God? Is their God? Because the sin is killing them. So they send you in a planet where, you know what I'm saying, all white, you know what I'm saying, where the sun is against you. I mean, I guess the Mormon God might be the devil himself. So like, yeah.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. How good is your God, Mormons?
Good.
He sent you on a planet. Well, y'all have the highest rate of skin cancer. You can't handle the sun.
Good. And
the Mormon God might be
the black people, you know, good. The black people, you know, saying that the black people, you know, saying they're supposed to be evil. Meanwhile, they're in a planet where the sun agrees with them. That's some BS right there. Like, God damn.
Is the Mormon God an idiot? Or is it the fact that maybe he sent you on the wrong planet? Don't the Mormons say God don't make mistakes? Good night. You said this is the proof that the Catholic Church and everything that sprung out of it is white supremacy. Whether it's the Mormons, the Christians, you know, the Baptists or whatnot, it's all white supremacy. And when you actually open up the scriptures, you find out that the Bible is totally against white supremacy. The Bible is totally against every single nation but one. It's for so-called blacks, Latinos, and natives who are the real biblical Jews of antiquity, the Israelites, all 12 tribes. Salakia. One moment. We have a few more. Listen, this is straight from Canada, right? It says, el gobierno de Canadá clasificó a 7 grupos criminales transnacionales como entidades terroristas. You can read about all the cartels, right, and criminal groups that Canada is deeming as terrorist organization. But what does it really mean? It means that Canada is about to oppress our Latino brothers like never before. That's really what it means. If you think in Canada you haven't been stigmatized as much yet, you're going to be in it for a rude awakening. And it's sad to say. You're going to have no choice but to come together as one people, blacks, Latinos, and Native, throughout the face of the earth. As we are commanded, Zephaniah 2:1, gather together, O nation not desired. Now they found a way to make sure we're going to oppress the Latinos. Why aren't you oppressing the Italians? They run the mafia. Why aren't you oppressing the Asians? They have the triads. In all Chinatowns across the globe, across Canada, they have triads. Y'all didn't know that? They're not calling them a terrorist group. They had to officially say, we have these 7 groups, these cartels, right? They're operating in Canada. We have to get rid of them. Where was the decree to get rid of the Italians? It was a decree to get rid, as a matter of fact, of the Quebecers, of white people who, the Hells Angels during the 90s war. Y'all forgot about the war in the 90s, to the early 2000s? There were shootings every day in Montreal in broad daylight. Where was a decree for that? The Hells Angels are still operating. The Italians are still, listen, the Italian mafia is still operating. Y'all go watch, yeah. And really, this Netflix series is really sugar-coated, but y'all go watch Bad Blood. It's on Netflix. It's about the Italian, it's about the Rizzuto family in Montreal. Listen, I have tapes on tapes on tapes about how basically the government is working hand in hand with the mafia. It's all corrupt. You know, I have tapes. Like, you could just look on YouTube. But where was the decree to get rid of them? I'm in Montreal, on the west end of Montreal. There's an Irish mob called the West End Gang. Where is the decree to get rid of the Irish? Where is that? There is a decree to get rid of blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. This is what Psalms chapter 83 said. You know, they have taken crafty counsel to get rid of us. And guess what? Out of all the so-called criminal groups in Canada, it has to be the Latinos the problem. Why? Because our oppressor hates blacks, Latinos, and Native alike. Now they're making sure they're going to oppress our Latino brothers just like they oppress us. It's like they oppress our Native brothers. It's time like never before to wake up, because the level of oppression that we're about to face is incommensurable. Salakia.
You know what I'm saying? Like what you said is every priest, because I don't see no Italian over here. I don't see no white people, you know what I'm saying? Like not one of their group. Meanwhile, they're over here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like pouring cocaine and other type of drugs in the country. Meanwhile, they don't get mentioned. You know what I'm saying? They don't get mentioned, you know what I'm saying? Like on whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like no, there's no threat, you know what I'm saying, against them. You know what I'm saying? They're still operating, you know what I'm saying, with you know what I'm saying. Matter of fact, if one of them, you know what I'm saying, is in trouble, matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, like somebody is putting money on their head or whatnot, the police is gonna contact them and say, well, watch out, you know what I'm saying, somebody trying to kill you.
That's a fact. Listen, the police calls the Hells Angels, like, yo, you have a price on your head. They call the mafia, yo, there's a price on your head. They're like a middleman asking them, yo, there's too much shootings, there's a lot of crime, y'all need to tone it down a bit. The police literally does that in the city. They're not getting rid of the crime. They're you know, they have their hands in a cookie jar. You don't believe us? Well, that's a fact. You can look it up. We're gonna make a whole history class on the corruption in Montreal. You understand? The corruption in Quebec, the corruption in Canada, the corruption of the US. Listen, you see how Trump is saying we need to get rid of Mexicans because they bring in the drugs? Did you know that Italians are bringing in drugs to New York? The Italian mafia in Montreal is smuggling cocaine to New York, yet Trump is saying the Mexicans are the problem.
Right.
He didn't point the finger, not once, at the Italians. It's not new. Y'all didn't know that? Listen, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We know what we're talking about. We know shit. You know? We're going to make a whole history class on the corruption of white society as a whole. You're going to find out what, that really they're the problem, but they like to point fingers elsewhere. So what? So that as opposed to focusing on white crimes, they're going to focus on everything, on everybody else that, you know, may or may not do anything. There's a whole problem of East Indian gangs on the west coast of Canada. Why isn't there not a decree about East Indian gangs? Meanwhile, they have more and more East Indians in the government.
Right.
You know, make it make sense. I thought we're all human, that we're all supposed to be treated equal. Why is the fingers being pointed at the Haitians when the Haitians is not the biggest criminal in Montreal? They're oppressed, and they follow the example of the biggest criminals, who's the white man, the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. Just mind you that next time a white person tells you you're a criminal, ask them about, well, is the Hells Angels a black or white organization? Are the Italians black or white? Are the Jewish mafia black or white? Ask them about that. And let's see if they're truly honest about it, or they're just, you know, blatantly racist and they despise your guts. That's it. Just know this: if you're so-called Latino of any of these countries mentioned here, or not even mentioned here, whether you're from Ecuador, you're from Costa Rica, you're from Panama, from Mexico, contact the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge expeditiously right now, yesterday. Because our people are about to be oppressed like never before. Salakia. I had to go look this one up. That's shit. I was not surprised. Trump administration removes MLK Day and Juneteenth from free national park entry list and adds Trump's birthday instead. This is amazing. After that, I do not want to hear one thing about the Bible not being real, because if Trump is not modern day Pharaoh, then who is? Y'all gonna see a lot of stuff happening, right, that are gonna make you understand, yeah, the Bible is not a fairy tale. It's your history, and history repeats itself. That's what we're seeing right now. It's like Pharaoh was, what is it? Pharaoh was made to, you know, there was a decree to celebrate Pharaoh's birthday. Well, guess what? Trump said, forget about MLK Day, forget about Juneteenth. We're gonna celebrate my birthday. This is so, yeah, that's diabolical. Yeah, you got it. It's a lot.
God, so like this guy is something else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and matter of fact, that's so like that's the dream that MLK wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's the dream.
That's what he marched for. He said, what he said? I want little black boys hand in hand with little white girls, and little white boys with little black girls. Yeah. Well, now you get to celebrate, you know, the orange white man's birthday. Integration. This is what you march for. You got this. Salaki.
Yeah.
An Ohio sex offender who is a fan of MAGA rapper Tom McDonald has been arrested for repeatedly raping a child under the age of 10 spanning an 8-year period. Do we really have to explain to you what's going on? Do we really have to tell you that this is just a regular white man? I'm not even sure. Like, it gets tiring to explain to you this is just a white man. He's not a white supremacist. He's not a, whatever word you want to describe him as, he's just a white man. This is their nature. But hey, you wanna be a black boy hand in hand with a little white girl, or a black girl hand in hand with a little white boy and celebrate a white man's birthday? No sweat. We're trying to, let you understand that you are in danger trusting these people. Just breathing the same air as these people is dangerous. How do I know? Because it poisons the ozone layer. Drinking their water is dangerous. The white woman came out and said, "What do we have integration? So what? We could just share the same toilet and drink from the same fountain?" That's stupid. It was. Not only was it stupid, it was also insanitary. You understand? We have Officer Kamar, newly raised Officer 50 Kamar from Florida in the building. Hey, Shalom, Maki. How about Shem Yashabrakatah?
Hey, Shalom, Yahaba Shem Yashabrakatah.
What's going on, Nat?
What's going on? And Tawad, just wanted to come through, you know what I'm saying? See, y'all had ground zero. Y'all got ground zero continuing to go up strong every Sunday. And I just wanted to come through, sir. Salaki.
Yeah, hey, Most High in Christ, the water for jumping on, You understand? But yeah, apparently people in America are about to celebrate Trump's birthday. At the same time, they still support people like this filthy bastard of a sex offender. Right? Listen, Lord be with y'all. That's all I gotta tell you. Lord be with y'all. Worse is about to come. And what does it say again? I think it's 2 Thessalonians 2:3, the men of sin being revealed. Like, every day in the news, you just see white people doing white people stuff. And it's like, we can't believe this is happening. What do you mean you can't believe this is happening? Their nature never changed. From 1492 to the Greco-Roman Empire, it describes Esau as being the most profane fornicator. You're shocked that white people doing disgusting, nasty, filthy, racist stuff? How? Never hid his nature, Come.
Yeah, Salaki, sir. I was just about to say that exact scripture comes to mind. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I see stories like this. I done seen more. I see stories like this like every damn day on Facebook. I was like, God damn. It's like stories like this coming out, you know what I'm saying? It's just if our people don't see who, you know what I'm saying, who the devil is in the earth, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like who is it? You know what I'm saying? Just exactly like the scriptures say. And it's more stories of them sleeping with dogs, them being doing child, you know what I'm saying? It's like that man of sin is like is continuing. Well, he's always been here. He's always, you know what I'm saying? He ain't never changed, but it's like more and more like every day. I think, you know what I'm saying, with more of these stories coming out these days, it's like that man of sin is really being revealed in front of our people's eyes every single day.
Damn right. Our people better wake up, especially you who wants to be in an interracial relationship. Listen, Martin Luther King wanted to be in an interracial relationship. After post-nut clarity, he said, well, damn, I made a mistake. That's what Martin Luther King said. I led my people into a burning house. My dream was a nightmare. It was too late. But hey, he had He had his moment of fame. He had his 5, 10, 15 minutes of glory in the orgy. Then he realized, maybe I should not have done that. But the damage is done, because now you're going to celebrate the birthday of a white man. Listen, imagine that. The man who fought so hard to sleep with white women, they said, well, the white man said, well, congratulations. We're going to remove your day. We're going to celebrate my birthday. And then you still have white men showing their true nature, like it's shocking. For us, it's not, because we know the nature of our oppressor. You know, but who am I to talk about these things? I'm not an expert. What I like to say, I'm just an angry black man. Is that what I like to say?
Salakia, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the chief of the FBI, you know what I'm saying, that East Indian guy said, well, they're fighting for the children, you know what I'm saying, they want to catch the predator. Well, you're gonna have, I don't think you have a big enough jail for that, because you're gonna have to lock up every so-called white people.
Imagine that.
You have to lock them all up, you know what I'm saying? Lock up everybody in the government, you know what I'm saying? Round up, you know what I'm saying, all these Edomites and lock them up, because, you know what I'm saying, they're the ones that's really, you know what I'm saying, out there, you know what I'm saying, like molesting and, you know what I'm saying, raping children. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, Adawan? It's crazy you say that, because I just remember something. Remember when white people say they're going extinct and not breeding fast enough? Okay. Guess what? Italy just passed a law for chemical castration for sex offenders and child molesters, right? White people are going to go extinct at this point.
Okay.
That's how the right race is going to go extinct. And out of all places, Italy, like the capital of child molestation. This is where the Vatican is. This is where Rome is. They made sexual deviancy legal. Boy, see, this is why white people cannot run the world. White people should not be in charge. This should listen. The Most High said you're going to be eradicated, not because you're white, because of your nature, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Imagine that. There's a species of dolphin that is damn near not existing. What is it called again? I'm gonna find the word right now. Vaquita. Right? Let me show you this dolphin. There's only 10 of these left on the planet. Yeah. There's only 10. There's no white rhinoceroses no more. There's no black rhinos no more. You're gonna imagine growing up and having to tell the kids, you will never see. They're like, what is a white rhino? Where can I see one? You can't. Why? Because the white man's the devil. There's only 10 of these left in the wild. Why? Because our oppressor should not be in charge. Like you say, yo, go watch the history class with Gam Gabar, right? Where he was bringing out how white people were just killing animals just because. Yeah. Like, even so much so that they introduced animal on a land where there was no animals just to, you know, make sure. I forgot for the reason. Just go check the class, right? They introduced like reindeers. Afterwards, they didn't need the reindeer no more. They slaughtered all the reindeer as opposed to just leaving them in the wild. Just because. Like, imagine white people, they look at animals and be like, yo, if I kill this whale, I could harvest its blubber and just make glue. You know, you can make glue out of cows. It's called, you can make glue out of cow sinews. There's another thing, cow fat. It's another thing you can make glue out of, another part of the cow you can make glue out of, and it's lawful. It's not unclean. You go, but the white man is just so much of a devil. It's like, yo, what if this penguin, I could make glue with it? What if I kill this whale and I make glue with it? Now, what if I kill this elephant just to harvest its tusk and make an ivory pipe for me to smoke tobacco? That's the white man. Imagine that. White people, they made a fortune, especially white people. They're going to say, well, the Africans do it, the Chinese do it, all the heathens should not. And that's because the white man is allowing this to happen, right? The white man is harvesting rhinoceros' horns. You know what it's made out of? It's made out of keratin. Keratin is what your hair is made out of. A rhino horn is basically a fingernail on its nose. The same thing that is your fingernail is made out of is what a rhinoceros' horn is made out of. And then they want to turn around and say, they put conservative plans in place to make sure that animals don't go extinct. You're the reason they're going extinct. You're the reason, man. You're the reason there's a show called How to Catch a Predator. You know, that's diabolical to point the finger at everybody else when you're the problem. So like, I've been too long-winded. The white man is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. So like,
right.
You know, probably like what, 1, 2 more? French Montana, diabolical. And he's a product of white society as well. Going against our people. He's saying all the lyrical rappers are broke. French Montana wants any aspiring brother that wants to have potential music career to say, what? Rap about killing each other and drugs. And rap about black women being prostitutes. That's what it is. Listen, don't think that because he's not a Caucasian man that, you know, he's your friend. He's not. Not only is he a culture vulture, but he's trying to push the negative agenda through the music of us killing each other, whether it's with guns, drugs, and our women being prostitute. And you still gonna say, well, he's invited to the cookout? Fuck off. Salakia. Listen, support this man.
You know what I'm saying? It's better to be broke than, you know what I'm saying, like pushing the destruction of our people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn right.
Saying.
It's like, come on, I want to add to that.
Yeah, it's like it, like the like what I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's so true. It's better to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to sleep at like knowing that you know what I'm saying, you can look yourself in the mirror and know that you know what I'm saying, that you living right, that you doing right by your people, you know what I'm saying, you're doing what the Most High would want you to do versus, you know what I'm saying, selling your, you know what I'm saying, selling your soul, like they'll say, and living with no morals, you know what I'm saying, having no integrity, you know what I'm saying. Even Christ himself, I'll be probably paraphrasing, but Christ basically said, you know what I'm saying, he ain't have nowhere to lay his head. You know what I'm saying? And thousands of years later, you know what I'm saying, we still talking about Christ, how great of a man that Christ was. And he wasn't great because, you know what I'm saying, because he had this, or he had this whip, or he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, or he had this or that, you know what I'm saying. The reason he was so great is because of who he was as a man, you know what I'm saying, and his integrity, and most of all, you know what I'm saying, how faithful he was to the Most High and his love for his people. All of that superseded, you know what I'm saying, having material possessions and all this other stuff that's vain, and it's not gonna matter. So like it.
No sweat. Damn right. Damn right. And you know what's crazy too? Mind you now, who's gonna be the face of, you know, criminal activities in the music? Because French Montana is not. French Montana is not rapping like, yes, my Arabs sell drugs, yes, my Moroccans sell drugs or whatnot. You know, shoot guns. My Moroccan community. Listen, French Montana is saying, yeah, my nigga. French Montana, you know, they're gonna say, well, black people are the problem in music. French Montana is not black. So while black people rap about this, but French Montana is not black. Maybe black people should make more constructive music. Well, maybe you should tell that to French Montana. Just maybe. Or maybe heathens should leave us alone and leave our culture alone. Every single aspect of it. You understand? Every single aspect of it. Just maybe. And maybe we could rap about more constructive stuff if we didn't have individuals like French Montana talking about, well, you should not be a lyrical rapper. Just rap about drugs and guns and hoes. That's it. Like, since when do they dictate what we say? So like, I
don't know if you could see my phone. Like, that's French Montana, by, you know what I'm saying, by Puff Daddy right there. You know what I'm saying? We're not taking no advice from we're not taking no advice from French Montana, man. You know what I mean? You've been in the Diddy casting couch. So like, yeah.
Diddy casting couch is crazy. Damn. French Montana on the Diddy casting couch.
Good night.
Listen, we don't know what happened over there. We don't want to know. Good night. Let me see. This is who we should be taking advice from? Good night. Maybe you should leave our people alone. Listen, maybe you should just don't listen to French Montana. He don't know what he's talking about. He's an idiot. He's gonna promote black people just killing each other. That's really what it is. Imagine that, being on the Diddy casting couch and promoting black people for killing each other. He's not gonna talk about Arab killing each other. He's gonna talk about black people killing each other. That's why he should leave us alone. And guess what? They're not going to. You know what you should do is you should leave them alone.
Right.
The most I say, he's keeping them around us just so we could prove that it's either going to follow them or us. Let me pull that up real quick. Where is it? Judges chapter 3, I think. Well, you could find it at the end of chapter 2 as well, right? The book of Judges chapter 2. I'm going all the way down. Is it verse 20? Yeah, let me start at verse 20. Judges chapter 2, verse 20. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he said, because that this people had transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice. Because again, time after time, this is the reason why we're in captivity and we're destroyed. We disobey the Lord, you know. And at that time, we were going to war against these nations, but we kept trying to follow after them, even after the Most High delivered us. And it's going to keep happening. This is why we're in captivity today. Why? Because you smoke weed, because you're a whore, because you're a homosexual, because you're killing each other. That's why we're enslaved today. Because you have no brotherhood, because you hate Mexicans, because you hate Haitians. That's why we're enslaved today. You understand? Verse 21. I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died. At the time of Joshua, this after Moses, right? We're in a war with all these disgusting, filthy, heathen nations. The Most High keeps driving them out. You know, we can't win any fight without the Lord. The Most High said, listen, you keep playing around too much. You keep disobeying me. I'm always there to save you. I'm always there to remove them out of your way. Well, now you're going to have to learn the hard way. You got it too easy. It's too easy for me to keep saving you. Now you're going to have to learn the hard way. I'm not going to remove them no more. You're going to be right here. You're going to have to fight right. You're going to have to show me how strong you are mentally. Because clearly, I removed them from you and you run back to them. Why? Because you're like Martin Luther King, you're horny as hell trying to sleep with a filthy, disgusting white roach? Is that what it is? Because you want to bring French Montana to the cookout while all he's talking about is, yeah, you know what? Maybe as opposed to saying stop selling drugs, maybe you should say sell more drugs to your own people. Is that why? You understand? If you want to keep following the heathens, the Most I say, no sweat. Well, he knows already how hard-headed we are, so he's not going to remove them no more from around us. That's what he's saying. Now you're going to have to prove to me that you don't have to run back to them. They're right next to you. Who's going to follow now? You're going to follow them or me? You're going to obey me or them. You're gonna have to pick a choice. The Bible, Christ said, a man can't serve two masters. You can't. You're gonna have to pick a choice, make a choice, pick your team, pick a side. You understand? Verse 22 says that through them I may prove Israel whether they will keep the way of the Lord to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it or not. Now let me find out. Now that you don't have to run to the Arabs to inquire about Islam, they're right next to you. Are you gonna worship Allah or worship me? Because I'm the one. I kill and I make alive. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 says that every single thing these people worship, I made these. I made the sun that the homosexual Egyptians worship. I made the rock that the people bow down to. You understand? I made the wind that you worship. I made these. So what? Are you going to worship a tree, or are you going to worship the one who made the tree? You're going to worship the creation or the creator? Who are you going to look in high regards? Now you have the choice. I'm letting you know right now. You don't have to run to them. Listen, you want to follow the heathens, they're right here. But now show me, are you going to be obedient? You understand? Are you going to let them influence you? Are you that weak that you can't wait for me to bring you a sister you got a lust for a filthy, disgusting heathen? Are you that weak? You can't wait for me to just make sure, you get some shekels. You have to go commit crime? Are you that weak that if you can't beat them, you're going to join them? The only reason you're able to beat them is because I'm with you. The Lord said to Moses, stop worrying about going to talk to Pharaoh, nigga. I'm with you. You understand? The Lord always reminds us that he's with us when we obey. And when we're not, listen, Israel, the Bible, y'all go read it for yourself. It's not a religious book. It's about how the Israelites came about, their downfall, and their redemption. That's what the Bible is about. Who are the Israelites? So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's who they are. Right? Right. That's it. We have our usual last tape of white peopling, our segment of white peopling. You understand? Let me pull this clip up. And I don't see how we're all humans and all lives matter if to white people, their lives don't even matter.
Yeah.
Do this, and this is one of the few times where I feel like she probably needs the helmet. Oh, no helmet, no parachute, no nothing, just a string attached to the wall. Yeah. So no, honestly, the smartest person in this situation is probably the cameraman. But scale of 1 to 10, 10 being me now do this, I'm the cameraman. I'll watch from up. Yes, nation.
Listen. Somehow you still have to appreciate white people for being able to witness such acts, right? Because I wouldn't even be the cameraman. I'll just be the guy behind the phone screen and like, damn, white people are crazy. How you just gonna jump in the void? And people might think this is AI. White people really do this shit. They jump from planes with no parachute, with hoping that someone is going to catch them on time, right? They swim with sharks. They climb Mount Everest knowing that there's like a pile of bodies that are just frozen up there. Listen, it's like white people are just fascinated with death.
It's a lot.
Their fascination with death is fascinating. Salakia. Go ahead, Kabar.
Yeah, Salakia, sir. And I look at this, it's just like, how can you even expect these people, to hold value on any kind of life, human life, and a period, when they don't even value their own life? their idea of fun is is death or unaliving.
And that's heavy what you say. It's like, how can you expect them to value anyone's life? They don't even value their own. Imagine that.
God.
You just jump in the void. And then you're going to turn around and tell the sister, well, aren't we all human? Don't all lives matter? If all lives matter, why are you jumping to your death? Like, my question really right now is, how did they even tie the rope to the wall somewhere over there? How did they did? I don't know how. I just know they did. That's amazing. You know,
like, I think white people have like that. So like, I think white people have a Tarzan complex. They want to be Tarzan so bad. They're always jumping from somewhere. Like, God damn.
Yeah, remember we see white people jump from like 100 feet in the air, just in the water. Don't you know if you hit the water the wrong way, you just die, break bones, get paralyzed. But I don't know, it's so fascinating to them to just do some shit like that. I'm not an expert. All I know is that you're not really honest when you say that white lives matter. If they did, you wouldn't just jump in the void. You wouldn't. I don't know any human who would do that. Right? With that said, this is our 22nd episode, successful episode of One West Ground Zero Radio podcast, hosted by Officer 1000 Adiyar, myself, Officer 500 Barack Yala. We had the pleasure to have my nigga, newly raised Officer 50 Kamar Banbanyamyan with us. You know, any last thing I want to add by any chance before we close out?
Salaki, and I just wanted to say, great show. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the one of them, y'all been holding it down every Sunday with these Ground Zero episodes, and it's been very informative and real creative too. And yeah, man, it's awesome. It's fire, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know what I'm saying, I just wanted to come through, you know what I'm saying, once again, and you know what I'm saying, help support the show.
Now, Most High Christ, the water to you, Ak. You know, with that, we're gonna close out. Just never forget that our oppressor is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. Nuestro opresor es el pinche malparido diablo que está la Biblia. Blamons et diable, notre oppresseur est le foutu diable dont parle la Bible. With that, don't forget, next Sunday, right, we do have the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah. Not Hanukkah, Hanukkah. You understand? We're going to go over it in the history class as well, how, you know, we revolted against the Greeks. With that said, Israel, Shalom. We'll see you next Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time before Hanukkah. Shalom, Yahbashim Shabakatam, to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemana, Tam Bashim Yahweh Shai, to all the sisters.
Yeah. One West. I'm sorry, me need a break, I'm sorry. We work hard in a life, hustle every day and all in a night. Man a hunt for the goal and a dig it in a road and a live no life. I'm sorry, me need a break, I'm sorry. Right now me a seek time for myself and me a shell down some party. Be stressed, me a look for a recess. For me brain me a refresh. This a game me a reset. Move to that girl inna the beach dress. The body a roller, she a the neatest. She nah no man, nah that a the weakness. So me the in her ears, but not like a real pest. Nah, just a move with a vibe. Liquor we a pour, the mood is alive. If you do 9 to 5, I know you a get rich, you do realize. I'm sorry, me need a break, I'm sorry. Right now we a pour kulu rump on Tennessee with Campari. That is it. Move to that girl, let the body tick. What is it? You know see me a talk loud the politics. Watch it twist. No one see no ratchet flick, no matic click. No negative energy, a positive. One way I keep the peace and no magic trick. We are dance till in icon. We are groove, we are vibe. I no care, no fear right off. Make it home with your life. Me say, me no want see you leave yet. Me no want see you depressed. We are party for de-stress. We work hard in a life, hustle every day and all in a night. Man a hunt for the goal and I mash up the road and not live no life. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Me stress, me a look for a recess. For me brain me a refresh. This a game me a reset. Move to the girl inna the peach dress. The body a roll a she a the neatest. She nah no man so that a the weakness. So me the inna it here that a no real test. Nah.